Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2024 commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 76 years of independence, and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns. In collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are commemorating National Video Game in US. So we might be aware of old Nintendo and whole collection of games out of closet, You can take it out and it happens on July 8th and its cousin National Video Games Day is on September 12th. Primarily used for recreational purposes, although professional gaming leagues do in fact exist. Video games have exploded in popularity over the last few decades. They are exciting, invigorating, and most importantly, not just for kids. The very first video game ever invented involved simple table tennis. Today, there are over 5 million games in existence, from high-speed racing adventures to perilous virtual dueling matches. There is a genre for everyone to enjoy. Today is also commemorated as Cultural Communities Week, this entire week from July 8th to 15th in Philippines. And the second week of July, as per the proclamation number 250, is 1988 in the Philippines. This year, it is held from July 8th to 15th. So this week raises about the indigenous tribes and honors their contribution and relevance to national unity and progress. It also emphasizes the need of preserving their rich cultural legacy, not just for Philippines, but the rest of the world too. Learning the importance of indigenous peoples, IPC is a key point in achieving national unity and development. This also helps to promote the conserve the rich native cultural legacy, both locally and globally. The National Commission on Indigenous Peoples, or the NCIP, is a government body that is responsible for recognizing, honoring, promoting, and protecting the interest of indigenous groups in Philippines. The body secures its rights, beliefs, and institutions. This week is observed in the second week of July every year. So the celebration of Cultural Community Weeks welcomes all government agencies, commercial groups, the media, and other stakeholders. During the event, the NCIP requests the National Commission for Culture and the Arts of NCCA and also the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos, or NCMF, to display solidarity through official statements. The event showcases the involvement of engagement of the indigenous youth in preserving and promoting their native heritage and identity for the coming generations in the country and outside. Today is also commemorated as Nude Recreation Week, which is celebrated from July 8 to 14 across the United States every year. In this week after the Independence Day, from July 8 to July 14, this year, also known as National Nude Week, the week aims to celebrate life outside the limitations of clothing. While some of might find it embarrassing or plain weird to go out in public without clothes, there are thousands of nude enthusiasts who look forward to a week of shedding their clothes and living more natural. This week celebrates the human body in its most natural form and encourages us to let go of our inhibitions and misconceptions regarding nudity. Free beaches or nude beaches became popular in America in the 1960s and 1970s. Some people are of opinion that these beaches were usually populated by hippies and beatniks who wore little no clothing and undertook shady activities. But in reality, these beaches were visited by regular members of the society. Families, couples, and children would go sunbathing and swimming without clothes. In 1974, the superintendent of the Cape Cod National Seashore imposed a ban on all nude sunbathing on Cape Cod's beaches along the Atlantic coast. The ban was brought out because of the overwhelming number of nude people who were thought to be a public nuisance. So Lee Baxendale, a local activist, protested this unfounded ban by forming a group called Free the Free Beach Committee. This committee held a nude beach celebration where thousands of displeased nudists turned up to protest the ban. Since no one was summoned for nudity, the event turned out to be a great success. As the word spread across borders, a group from the West Coast contacted Baxendale in the hopes of forming a joint effort. Thus, the first nude weekend was held in Cape Cod in 1978. After its success, it was decided that the nude weekend would be held every year from then on, and Baxendale founded the Naturist Society in 1980, and he said he has used all his resources to promote Nude Weekend across America. In 1992, Nude Weekend turned into a Nude Recreation Week. The celebrations have now been embraced by many nudist and nude naturist organizations. Nude Recreation Week aims to raise awareness about naturism and clothing optional opportunities among the general public. Today is also commemorated as Be a Kid Again in US. So stop what you are doing and immerse yourself in your childhood memories. This special day is about taking a break from being an adult and going back to being the carefree kid you once were. It's a perfect day to channel in your inner child and forget all the worries of the world, including your responsibilities and work pressures. The purpose of the day is to live these 24 hours to the fullest without stressing about the future. Let out that joyful, innocent kid that's still deep down there in all of us. Be a Kid Again promotes an attitude that the way of life should be adopted by everyone on a permanent basis. This is because society demands adults to behave seriously and let go of anything that may be childlike. Psychology, on the other hand, says a youthful attitude is key to eternal happiness. To break the rules of the society, Be a Kid Again Day was formed. However, the way before this special day came along, studies have been conducted on how being a child at heart can benefit people. Yes, you are as old as you feel, and still knowing how to indulge in your inner child once in a while can actually have a positive impact on your vitality. In 2009, a study was conducted to analyze the impact of being psychologically young and how it can add to one's quality of life. The results of a study that analyzed 1 lakh women revealed that optimistic women are 30% less likely to die of heart disease than pessimists. The subject of positive psychology was further studied in 2014, and a paper published in the American Journal of Lifestyle Medicine concluded that maintaining a positive attitude reduces anxiety and depression. Another study conducted in North Carolina State University in 2016 revealed that people with a positive attitude towards aging felt less negative emotions and stress. This tells us that the way we think about aging has very real consequences on how we respond to difficult situations when we are older, says Schoen Neupert, one of the authors of the paper that affects our quality of life and may have health ramifications. Today is also commemorated as International Town Criers Day. While this may come as surprising news to many, International Town Criers Day, which falls on July 8th this year, is indeed celebrated on second Monday of every year. Confused about what exactly a town crier is? Yeah, we were too, as the term itself is one that has passed into posterity and is now archaic, much like the job itself. Also known as bellman, a town crier was basically an officer of a royal court or public authority whose job was to grab everyone's attention in the streets in order to make official proclamations or announcements to the general public. While we are not sure how effective this was, it must have been a weighty task indeed, and not for those prone to stage fright or afraid of large crowds. Who or what might be modern equivalent to the town crier today? We'll leave you to chew that over for a bit. Every culture has, even in India, in many states, we have different people designated. They, especially in South India, in Telugu states, they call Dandora. One person holding that instrument, Dandora, that carrying, and he makes sounds and comes and make announcements, going to street and street across all villages, all towns and all cities, every town, I mean a designated area. He or she has, mostly he has, and whatever announcement is there, he goes and makes announcements. So this is more or less of similar. And today is also commemorated as Math 2.0 Day, celebrated every July, that commemorates the importance of combination of math and technology. The day was formed to celebrate accomplishments made through the combination of the field of math and technology and how it can benefit the world in the coming years. This means without math, it would have been impossible for us to be provided with the different travel and entertainment mediums we have today. Nor would we have technology we use to accomplish several everyday work tasks. So if you love how easy technological innovations have made your life, celebrating Math 2.0 Day is a must. If you want to take it a step much further, you could even purchase a technology or a math degree. And if you need funding for that, Scholar Lou has covered you with these technology scholarships and mathematics scholarships. Today is also commemorated as National Blueberry Day in US. We are celebrating this day to spread information about the health benefits of blueberries. This day is dedicated to our favorite tasty, nutrient-packed, fiber-rich and antioxidant-rich fruit. Blueberries are also loaded with numerous benefits for the health and wellness of our bodies. This tasty fruit is something that we all need on a hot, dry day to keep us feeling refreshed. The delicious juicy inside of the berry explodes inside our mouths with a nasty flavor that we all will always love. So let's us enjoy this day by learning more about the fruit and its health benefits. Today is also commemorated as National Chocolate and Almonds Day in US, when it pop-ups celebrating one of the world's most popular confections. indulging unashamedly because chocolate and almonds are incredibly satisfying. This makes us wonder if the reason we crave chocolate with almonds and find the combination so satisfying is because our bodies know what it is good for us. Chocolate and almonds both are separately documented to have heart health benefits, which makes this even sweeter. Chocolate and almonds naturally complement each other's flavors and have been paired together by confectionaries for close to 2 centuries. Adding to the taste pleasure is solid research confirming that eating chocolate with almonds appears to have a positive impact on heart health. If only we could say that about other guilty pleasure pairings like potato chips and dip or pretzels and other beverages. Today is also commemorated as National Freezer Pop Day in US. Of course, this is common across the world, even in India also. You can see freezer pop. No, that is an ice cream, like a bar, which is packed in a cover, like you see something like a pencil. It looks like something similar to pencil, but little bit thicker, which is being sold by those good old. I don't know whether nowadays they are being sold or not, but in good old days, there were no ice cream parlors. Or most of these brands never existed those times. That ice cream cart wala used to come and he used to sell that. So that is called freezer pop. So generally, this is commemorated in the context of US, but even in India we have that. So National Freezer Pop Day on July 8th, Gelset Co., an Illinois-based snack food company, started this day in 2020, which is an annual celebration to cherish those delicious freezer pops that we used to enjoy so much. There will always be a child inside all of us who longs for cold popsicles. Yeah, it is also known as popsicles. During the hot summer days, National Freezer Pop Day is a new holiday that can help us make our summer days cool and refreshing. Let's get ready, grab our favorite freezer pop and enjoy it like there's nothing else. So a freezer pop is a water-based flavored frozen mix. They are also known as freezies or freeze pops. In some ways, it's similar to an ice pop. Most of the content is water and is sweetened with sugar. Food coloring and flavor are added to the mix. It is packed in a plastic tube or a casing and sold. Freezies do not need to be frozen before the sale, unlike a popsicle. This makes it easy to make and transport, hence the cost is less than the regular ice pops. Freezes are sold all over the world in different flavors, including orange, lime, grape, banana, mango, etc. They also come in colors matching their flavor. Freeze pop, freezer pop, ice pole, icy pole, sip up, ice candy are few names, even popsicle. Not exactly popsicle, but it is also a variety of popsicle. A few names for freezes throughout the world. Frank Epperson is widely credited with the creation of the popsicle, or at least the first version of it. He did this in 1905 when he was a child in San Francisco Bay. The invention was an accidental one. He mixed some sweet soda powder with water and left it for the night. In the morning, he discovered it has frozen into delicious treat to lick on. So Popeyes created the first freeze pops, which is development of the popsicle. The brand was later acquired by Gelset, who took freeze pops onto a global stage in 1960. There are different brands all over the world selling freeze pops. Gelset, one of the market leaders, started National Freezer Pop Day in 2020 to further boost its brand value and reach. From this, we can get a day, enjoy our childhood nostalgia with a cold treat to refresh ourselves on a hot summer day. So today is also commemorated as National Ice Cream Day, Ice Cream Sunday in on July 8th in US. So brings fun and sweet celebration to the ice cream sundae lovers across the country. Sundae is one of the most served ice cream desserts in America. The nation of America loves sundaes, and the most popular flavors of the sundae in the country are chocolate caramel, butterscotch, and strawberry. These delicious, sweet, cold, creamy ice cream desserts with one of the more scoops of ice cream served with syrups and other toppings such as fruits uh, and maraschino cherries, nuts, whipped cream, and sprinkles are loved by kids and adults alike. The original ice cream sundae dessert consisted of vanilla ice cream topped with strawberry flavored sauce, whipped cream, and a maraschino cherry. They were originally served in small glass tulip-shaped vases. This glass then got the name Sunday glass. Over the years, sundaes took many forms and shapes. They have become one of the most popular desserts in America. Today is also commemorated as National Love Your Skin Day in US. Introduced by cosmetics company Dermastart, aims to get public interested in building up a skincare routine. The skin is exposed to wear and tear every day. UV rays and harsh elements try to strip away its protective layers. The effects of this erosion don't show immediately, but they build up over time. Small things like moisturizing, using sunscreen, and drinking lots of water go a long way in keeping your skin looking radiant and healthy. Skincare doesn't have to be complex and expensive routine. Skincare is a popular trend in today's world. The number of toners, cleansers, exfoliants, face masks, and hundreds of other cosmetics and products are staggering. One might think that skincare is a recent phenomenon, but that isn't the case at all. Throughout human history, our ancestors found ingenious ways to preserve the vitality of the skin. So today is also commemorated as One of Us is Missing Day. In US, this day memorializes our loved ones who have been departed. It's a day of healing and remembrance, shared grief and consolation. It encourages those who live on a grateful for every day they draw breath because life is as a gift and we should not squander it. The holiday is observed through group conversations, storytelling, and watching family videos. We set aside all the differences in race, religion, class, and creed to unite our appreciation of life and those who are no longer with us. Today is also commemorated as Cut Day in US on July 8th. It is popularly known as National Savor the Comic, Unplugged, and Drama Day. This day encourages people of all ages and interests to set aside all the drama they have been experiencing in life and to simply relax. Working hard is never the problem. It is the unnecessary drama and issues what allows to enter into our lives that cause complications. This year, on National Scud Day, make a vow to focus on the positive and distance yourself from the negativities that may surround you. And finally, today, the last commemoration of the day. Today is commemorated as Amun Jadid in Philippines. It is also known as Islamic New Year and is celebrated on the first day of March, the first day in the lunar Islamic calendar, which differs from the Gregorian calendar, is one of the most important events in Islamic culture. To celebrate Amun Jadid, Muslims pray for their family, friends, good health, lasting peace, and fructiferous New Year's. Filipino Muslims also use this day to reflect on the previous year. The first day of the Islamic year is celebrated by most Muslims on the first day on the month of Muharram. Islam is the second largest religion in the world, with about 1.8 billion people identifying with the faith. It is the youngest of the major religions, world religions, as its creation dates to 7th century. Islam started with Prophet Muhammad in Mecca. A year lasts for about 354 days and consists of 12 months in the Islamic calendar. Muharram is the first month of the year and is known as month of remembrance. It is also considered to be most sacred month. Each month starts at the time of new moon. The days of month alternate between 30 and 29 days, except for the 12th, called Du al-Hijjah, whose length is varied in a 30-year cycle, intended to keep the calendar in step with the true phases of the moon. As yesterday, we were running short of time. There are few commemorations which we could not do, that we will take it up now. In the meanwhile, you can fill up the feedback form. So July 7th is also commemorated as International Peace and Love Day. To spread positive energy across the world, peace and love don't cost a thing, but their power goes far beyond anything words can capture. So different cultures have their concepts of peace. The philosophy of Ubuntu among the Zulu in Africa teaches that humanity is linked. The Japanese Hebua means aligning oneself to the common good. The spirit of Shalom among Hebrews translates to unity and prosperity with a sense of wholeness arising from justice. Most cultures seem to agree the world needs more love and peace. There is also, July 7th is also commemorated as National Koi Day. It is a special day of the year that is dedicated to the Japanese koi fish, and it is held fully with devotion, attention, time to appreciate the beauty of koi fish, an outlandish species associated with many important and meaningful stories and traditions, which have long been celebrated by its native people. Anyone can join the celebration. It's a day of celebration for people who love fish and Japanese culture, scientists, researchers, or even just curious ones. Koi, or more precisely, Nishkoi, Nishiki-goi, is a colorful variety of armor carp which is bred in open water from koi or water gardens for decorative purposes. There are many varieties of ornamental koi which originated from the breeding that began in Niigata, Japan, in the early 19th century. The Japanese recognized several species with differing colors, patterns, and scales. Some basic colors are white, black, red, orange, yellow, blue, brown, and green. Gosanki is the most popular category of koi. Carp are a large group of fish that can be found in Central Europe and Asia. Different types of carp were first domesticated in East Asia and were used as food. Carp are cold water fish, and their ability to survive and adapt to many climatic and aquatic conditions have allowed domesticated species to breed in many new locations, including Japan. Natural mutations in the color of these carp have occurred in all populations. In the text of Jin Dynasty, carp of different colors are mentioned. It was first bred for color mutation in China more than 1,000 years ago, where selective breeding of colored varieties led to the development of goldfish. So, emmer carp is a representative of a complex of species of the carp family native to East Asia. Amur carp was previously identified as subspecies of common carp, but recently been considered a separate species called Cyprinus rubrophiscus. Since the 5th century BC, Chinese people have been eating amur carp. Koi has an important symbolic meaning in China and Japan. Traditional history tells of the persistence and determination of the koi fish. which swam against the current for 100 years and jumped out of water before turning into a dragon. In Japanese culture, koi symbolize many good qualities like strength, courage, and patience. There are three main types of carp. It is common carp, mirror carp, and leather carp. The carp usually has two whiskers on each side of the mouth, a toothless mouth, and a large upper lip than the lower, and which are easier to identify. Carp are bottom feeders. They feed themselves looking for food at the bottom of the lake. They live in muddy waters. Carp usually prefer warmer water with muddy beds. They have this status because their presence reduces the quality of water. Carp are invasive species. And generally, this Ratha Yatra, which is celebrated in India for 3 days, occasionally it is celebrated for one day. So this year, it is celebrated. All the 3 day rituals are celebrated on one day, which was celebrated on yesterday. Ratha Yatra is celebrated on the second day of 2 week long Ashadha Masa among the Hindu calendar, and this year it takes place on July 2nd. The festival usually falls between June and July. Millions of devotees from all over India and also the world congregate in the pilgrim city of Puri, Odisha to participate in the chariot journey of Lord Jagannath. Rath Yatra is one of the most important festivals of the Hindu religion and is believed to be in practice since time immemorial. The day starts with the Mangalaparna ritual, followed by the journey of massive wooden chariots for approximate 3 kilometers to reach Sri Gudinchar temple. The Jagannath Rath Yatra is one of the important festivals of Hinduism. Every year, a majestic procession carrying the likeness of Lord Sri Krishna, Balarama, and Subhadra is pulled by the devotees to reach the Jagannath temple. The yatra honors the journey of Lord Jagannath and the supreme god of the Sanatana Dharma. And Hinduism, as per Hindu beliefs, Lord Jagannath is considered to be an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. It is annually observed in the Jagannath temple of Puri and a city in the Odisha state of India. The holy month of Ashadha is marked by the worship of elder siblings of Lord Jagannath. Numerous hill tribes of Odisha partake in the execution of festival, as Lord Jagannath is himself believed to be a tribal deity. The preparation for the festival begins at least a month before. The wood of the neem tree is used to build 3 massive chariots that carry the likenesses, as many of the 1400 workers trained in ancient carpentry built the chariot from scratch. The 3 chariots are built without any measuring tape, nails, or glue, only wooden pegs and old school joints. Lord Jagannath's chariot is about 44 feet tall with wheels doused in red and yellow color, whereas the other 2 chariots are 43 and 42 feet tall to signify the ascension of younger siblings from the Lord. The word Jagannath is derived from the letters Jagat and Nath, which translates to the Lord of the universe. The festival symbolizes the guiding principles of Hinduism, namely Saivism, Shaktism, and Vaishnavism. King Anantarvarman Chodaganga issues the command to build Lord Jagannath temple in his province in 1112. Claudius Buchanan introduces his writings on India's religions to the world and launches word Jagannath, which is inspired by Lord Jagannath in 1805. The British government hands over the charge of Jagannath temples to the Hindu community after the decades of colonization in 1856. The Sri Jagannath Temple Act is enacted to recognize the independent status and self-management of the temple in 1955. The earliest mention of Rath Yatra in Brahma Purana dates back to at least 5,000 years. King Indradyumna's wife, Queen Gundicha requests the audience of Lord Jagannath every year. The Lord pays a visit to her house for 9 days to express his devotion to the Queen. Rath Yatra is a symbol of devotion, peace, unity, and brotherhood. It is believed that being a part of the celebration blesses us with good fortune and riches of the world. Rath Yatra symbolizes the regenerating journey of Lord Jagannath as he returns to his home. Devotees and followers of Hindu religion who can't make it to Puri usually wake up early and put fresh clothes onto the chair, the Lord's journey from their homes. The devotees are served Chapan Bhog after the processions. Chapan Bhog translates to 56 varieties of meals. Emulate the experience of at home by preparing a similar feast and seeking the blessings of the Lord. Host a religious night within your community. Bring people together in the name of Lord Jagannath and share the tales of his triumph as well as his commandments on how to live a healthy, well-rounded, and prosperous life. More than 1,000 carpenters joined hands to build three massive chariots with ancient carpentry methods, each year with precision. According to the temple's records, there hasn't been a single Rath Yatra that hasn't been blessed with rain. More than 1 million people attend the Rath Yatra, with the head count going as high as 1 crore 75 lakhs people in 2050. So the temple prime custodian sweeps the floor of the chariot with the group before its progress starts, with a clean start. Since non-Hindus aren't allowed in the temple, Lord Jagannath's figure out of the temple to reach the people, a glimpse of God. Several tales are attached to the worship of the Lord, including the tale of his triumphant return after escaping assassination at the hands of his uncle. Rath Yatra honors the Lord and inspires the devotees to pursue the path of courage and peace. More than 1 million devotees from all over the country congregate to attend the festival. The locals of Puri open their homes to travelers, and the streets are adorned with flower petals. The enduring legacy of Rath Yatra is the way it brings people together to establish. Jagannath Rath Yatra is considered to be one of the holiest days of the year. It celebrates the devotion of millions of worshippers. The ambience is filled with infectious and pure energy. Devotees chant songs, praise the Lord, and ask for blessings to live in peaceful life. So July 7th is also commemorated as Tanabata in Japan. Tanabata, or a star festival, is celebrated on July 7th each year. According to Chinese legend, the two stars Altair and Vega, which were usually separated from each other by the Milky Way, can meet on the seventh day of seventh month of the year. However, Tanabata is still celebrated on August 7th in some parts of the Japan because in some parts of Japan, it is still celebrated because the seventh month of the year, roughly coincides with August, not July, according to the previously used lunar calendar. On this day, celebrations are held throughout the Japan. Houses and trains are decorated, and wishes are written on paper. A folk tale says that Urimi, a talented weaver, and Hippoboshi is a hard-working cowhead, began to neglect their responsibilities after marriage. The couple angered the heavenly emperor, Tentai, the birdie's father, and was exiled to different parts of the Milky Way. They are allowed to meet on July 7th each year if they diligently fulfill their celestial obligations on other days of the year. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form that has been raised in the form of polls. And we request everyone to quickly observe couple of minutes silence and also meditate and pray for the global peace and harmony.